Okay, TGIF, threat of big fireworks in the foreign exchange markets today, but they didn't go off. So the U.S. Treasury had the Federal Reserve Bank of New York on its behalf call around to banks today and say, if I needed a price in 400 million or 600 million euro yen, what would you make? And they told them, tell your clients, if you like, that we called around asking and you should be prepared to make prices for us if we come back. So not dollar yen, the euro yen cross rate. We'll get to that in a minute. So what's going on with Japan? The BOJ is behind the curve. Everybody knows it. The Japanese seem to know it. I think even the Takaichi government's getting the joke now that their arm twisting of the BOJ to go slow on rate hikes is counterproductive. They really can't corral this yen, and the inflationary pressures it is creating are problematic, and Takaichi's approval rating is starting to deteriorate. So they know they have a problem. They intervened yesterday. The Japan Ministry of Finance did in New York time. And today estimates suggest that was about $50 billion. Dollar yen fell by 3.5 big figures, which ain't much. So they're really not getting a lot of bang for their buck. Now, they came in yesterday ahead of last night's BOJ meeting, Friday Tokyo time. And as expected, given the intervention, they weren't going to intervene and then have the BOJ be dovish. That would have been stupid. BOJ was quite hawkish, asserting that they're pretty confident that they've now achieved their 2% inflation objective, suggesting even that the risk was to the upside. And further, interestingly, pointing to potential yen weakness as something that might need to be addressed with interest rate hikes. So they didn't get what they wanted to out of the 50 billion intervention yesterday, and they didn't get what they wanted to out of the BOJ's hawkish talk because it's too late for talk, basically. They're too far behind the curve. So the BOJ has a little over $1 trillion left in foreign exchange reserves. They've spent about 125 billion so far this year, and net got nothing for it. I just think they're going to struggle even with the help of the Treasury. Now, what's the Treasury thinking? The fact that they asked in the euro yen cross does suggest that more than intervening on behalf of the Japan MOF using Japanese funds, that they're considering intervening on behalf of the Treasury itself using the Exchange Stabilization Fund. Why euro yen instead of dollar yen? Two possible reasons. One, it avoids the bad imagery of the Treasury selling its own currency, looking like they want to trash the dollar. And it also relieves them of any stigma of having to use taxpayer money to shore up the yen. They're not actually using any funds. The Exchange Stabilization Fund has euro. Bessent went on TV yesterday and said the yen is undervalued. So presumably he's just going to swap euro for yen and say, I've been doing this for 40 years. This is going to be a good trade. The taxpayer is going to make money. Well, that's all fine and good, but the Exchange Stabilization Fund has, I think, 278 billion. What is it in euro? It's weighted along the SDR. So I don't know, 40 billion. It's peanuts. So this is a problem. Japan is probably going to try to throw, with the Treasury's help, a couple $100 billion at this. I think it's worth being short euro yen and or dollar yen for a trade through next week, but it ain't going to get them to the September BOJ meeting, which is 6 weeks away. So they're going to have to tighten. And by the time that comes around, if this foreign exchange intervention is a real debacle, they might have to do 50 in September. So quite a mess. Going to weigh negatively on the Treasury market in the short term because people will perceive the risk that Japan is going to have to liquidate treasuries to fund this intervention. And I think potentially a mistake for Scott Bessent to get in bed with these jokers in Japan because they don't seem to really know what they're doing. So a little volatility cocktail as we head into next week. Again, it's Friday, so I'm going to go have an actual cocktail, and I hope you all enjoy the weekend.